Welcome to another edition of America in Black. I'm CBS News correspondent Jerika Duncan. It's any family's worst nightmare. Someone you love never makes it home from school, work, or a walk with friends. In this country, Black women and girls are disproportionately represented among those who are missing, and they're less likely to get the resources and media attention needed to bring them home. Often, the work to find our Black women and girls falls on grieving families.
There is no urgency when it comes to us.
Shakimia Pate has been missing since 1998, 8 years old.
Alexis Ware, 29 years old, missing.
Shariah Williams never returned home from school. Why?
Black women missing in this country is an enduring epidemic. They make up roughly 7% of the population, but in 2022 represented over 35% of missing women and girls. On average, cases involving Black women stay open 4 times longer than other cases.
So, really quick, I needed to make this video. The scariest shit just happened to me and my daughter while we were out shopping. We went into Walmart and I noticed that there was this group of men. They looked like they may have been Indian, Arabic, they were foreigners. And it was at least 6 of them working together and 2 women with them as well. I guess me and my daughter must have caught their eye. They began following us through Walmart. I'm talking the whole time that we were shopping, they were following us through Walmart. One of them made sure that they stayed in close range to me and my daughter the whole time we were in Walmart shopping. They kept making this weird eye contact with us. The energy was just really, really weird. And I told my daughter, I said, you see how they keep following us? She like, yeah. So we kept shopping. We finished up our shopping. We kept shopping. At some point, my daughter said that she was going to grab books or whatever. Now, this was a few minutes before I let her know that I caught the fact that they were following us. When it dawned on me that they were following us, I kept calling out my daughter's name. Sayani, are you okay? Sayani, Sayani, Sayani. And I was doing it intentionally. My daughter kept saying, huh, 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 the whole time we were shopping. We get in line to pay for our stuff. 2 of them stood by the exit entrance on both sides. The other 2 got in line behind us. They picked up a few things, but they kept putting stuff down, picking stuff up, putting it down. And then I noticed that one of them absolutely paid for nothing. The other one, he grabbed like some gum and a pack of candy. So then I told my daughter, I said, let's go down to the Subway thing, because y'all know a lot of the Walmarts have a Subway inside the door. We go down to the Subway thing. We stand in line to order, you know, what we was getting from Subway. 2 of them that were at the entrance at the other end, they stood in line behind us. When the guy gave us our food, they turned and walked out of the line. They ordered nothing. They went out the door before us. So I alerted security to let them know that, hey, they had been following us through the store. I'm not feeling safe right now. Can someone walk me and my daughter to our car? So we went back to the far end entrance where we actually had come in at, where the clothing part at, you know, it's a food entrance and then there's a clothing part. We went out that door. When we got in the parking lot, the guy noticed that security was walking us out. They noticed. They pulled off in 3 separate cars. They kind of pulled up the parking lot real slow. So we pulled further up the parking lot to go into 5 and below. We went into Five and Below. One of the same guys that was following us around in Walmart, he got out one of the vehicles that they were in, and he started following us around in the Five and Below. Every time he walked past me, he made eye contact. So the third time he walked past me, I said, I'm glad I got my gun with me today. When I said that, he moved closer to the front entrance of the Five and Below. I noticed that there were two small young black girls in there, and they were making a purchase. They were in line behind me. And some said, don't leave them in the store by themselves. So I turned to the girls and I said, are y'all in here with y'all parents? And so the bigger girl looked like she probably maybe was like 12, 13 years old. Little bitty thing though. She said, no, we in here by ourselves. Our parents are in the parking lot in the car. Spirit kept saying, don't leave them in the store by themselves. Don't leave them in the store by themselves. So I decided to wait. It was a good thing that I waited. This was the scariest shit to me, y'all. So I waited. Just so happens the little girl was short 45 cents on whatever they were paying for. I gave her the 45 cents. I said, I'm going to walk y'all to the car. So I made my daughter get in the car and I locked the doors. And I walked the little girls to the car where their mom was sitting in. And so I told their mom, I said, hey, you can't do this anymore. I said, you see those group of foreigners that just left out of here and got in those two separate cars with that big white van? I said, they followed me and my daughter all around Walmart, and then they followed us down here. I said, they're looking for their next victim. This is a message to you black mothers and y'all younger women that are shopping. If y'all little bitty things like me and y'all don't have weapons on y'all, be aware. This happened on 12 Mile and Van Dyke in, I think that's Warren city limits in Michigan. You women, be more vigilant. Pay attention to your surroundings when you're out in these shopping stores and you're shopping and you noticing a group of foreign men, and they're following you through the store and they're constantly making eye contact with you. Be alert security. Alert security. These motherfuckers was looking for their next victim. Thank God that my intuition picked up and I caught it, because it could have been me and my daughter, or it could have been those two little babies that was in the Five and Below that we went into. Be careful when y'all out here shopping. Don't be just shopping and on y'all cell phones and got y'all AirPods in y'all ears and y'all not paying attention to y'all surroundings. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Us black women and children, we are the last to be looked for. We are the last to make the news. We are the last ones they form search parties for. Be vigilant and pay attention to y'all surroundings. And if someone is following y'all through the store, and by the grace of God, we made it out safe, but we could have been their next victims. And when y'all come out the store to y'all cars, if there's any type of money on your windshield or in your door handle, do not touch it. Do not touch it. I am dead ass serious. My heart is still racing from this incident. Be careful, black women. Be careful. And stop letting y'all kids roam through these stores by themselves. They are not safe anymore. Human sex trafficking is real. It's real. And just like they snatching those kids, they are trying to snatch adult women, catching them by themselves too. It ain't no hell in the way them babies would have been able to fight off 6 grown men trying to kidnap them. Stop letting y'all kids walk up and down these streets by themselves, roam these stores by themselves. They are no longer safe. They snatching boys too. Please be careful when y'all out shopping.
Typically, when a young woman or girl of color is reported missing, that case isn't taken seriously by law enforcement. the media has a fascination with young white women and girls that go missing. And they're typically blonde, blue-eyed, described as very attractive. Our young girls and women are not seen as victims. They're oftentimes adultified. They're fast and they're getting what they deserve. That is so untrue. Our young girls and even boys are victims of sex trafficking. That is a multi-billion-dollar industry. They target Black women and girls because, one, no one is going to look for them. And if they were caught, the penalty will not be as harsh as trafficking anyone else.
Everything anecdotally that I have heard and everything that experts have told me has shown that missing Black children are more likely to be labeled runaways than missing white children.
Salt Lake City is consumed by the disappearance of a teenage girl.
A massive multi-state manhunt is underway.
14-year-old Elizabeth Smart is still missing.
About a month after Alexis disappeared, Elizabeth Smart disappeared from her home in Utah. Elizabeth Smart's case hit national news almost immediately.
How could it happen right in her own bedroom in an affluent community? Who could have done this?
Within 24 hours of her disappearance, her family members were on at least 3 national cable news broadcasts.
Elizabeth, if you're out there, we're doing everything we possibly can to help you.
Although the local media really covered Alexis's case a lot, the national media didn't. Alexis's story didn't make the national news until 6 weeks after she had disappeared. And it's important for the national media to get involved because when people go missing, they don't necessarily stay in the same city that they were taken from or that they disappeared from. Not long after Alexis and Elizabeth disappeared, the late PBS reporter Gwen Ifill coined the term missing white woman syndrome. Beautiful, usually blonde, attractive white women get a lot more media attention than Black women and girls who go missing. I can name several white women who have gone missing in the past 20 years. Natalie Holloway, Lacey Peterson, Gabby Petito. They're all over the news. And how many missing Black women or girls can we name who are missing? All the research that I've seen and all the experts that I've talked to have said that white girls are looked at as helpless and as victims and as people in need of protection, whereas Black girls are adultified and looked at as responsible for their own disappearances in some way. One theory is that the police are the ones who put out the news releases and give reporters information so that when they don't tell reporters about missing Black children or adults, the reporters don't know, the reporters don't cover it. And another issue that has come up is implicit bias on both the part of police and journalists. Both of those fields are staffed by mostly white people.
There is no urgency when it comes to